Behind the door is another small room, a vestibule. The main purpose of this room is to prepare the entrant for what's to come on the other side of this room's main focus, which is a large 10-foot wide, very ornate door. This door is covered in sculptures made out of bone that spread all across the walls and into pedestals on both sides of the door. These sculptures depict very regal, very royal, and very religious, kind of high priest kind of art. They are kind of surreal for a mortal person viewing them, and just like before, if you look too closely into them, it looks like they consist of hundreds upon hundreds of tiny images that are completely unrelated, that simply form these forms that a mortal's eyes intuitively kind of interpret to be seeing. And these images are still of characters who look to be swearing oaths, who look to be holding sacred chalices, who have shooting stars flying over their heads, a kind of opening eye in the clouds above, and all these kinds of omens and kind of depictions of kind of this kind of divine right of kings kind of thing. There are two statues standing on both sides of the door. These statues are suits of armor made out of bone, and they have very skeletal features about them, like a very human-looking rib cage. Their faces, the visors of their helmets, are completely blank apart from very squinty eye slits. The suits themselves are completely empty and are simply infused with magic. They have the stats of a animated armor. The main purpose that these armors serve is to open the door once commanded. They only heed the words of nobility when commanded to open the door, so that also includes any players who have the nobility or the noble background for themselves. And also their other purpose is to simply guard the door and look regal and represent their patrons on the other side. If the players attack the armors, or if they try to pick the lock of the door, the armors will attack them. And that's pretty much how things go down here. Once they are destroyed, you are free to try and pick the door. If you simply slam on the door or try and knock it with heavy force enough to sound the alarm on the other side, there will be no reaction to it. The people on the other side are too busy to care, and there are other kind of lower creatures running about in this flesh foundry who could come in here and pound on the door even though it's against the rules. But regardless, you need the armors or you need to pick the lock to open the door.